Here we go, 1, 2, 3.
Man, ain't it funny sometimes when you don't have the guy you think you're going to get. Well, today you got the Step Brothers in for Pep Fernandez here on the Inland Sports Show. Pep came down with, I think, a Zika virus or something. He's just in bad shape, talking about spinning, or I don't know.
Yeah, he said, my head is spinning.
He's in some trouble, but you're in good hands with my good friend Jeff Gorham and myself, David Zink. We're here on the Inland Sports Show. Before we get going, I want to thank all of our sponsors, everybody who helps us out every week. Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. Go to adrenalineathletic.com. It's a great company. By the way, I'm wearing the shirt. I don't know if you can see it on right there, but you got Adrenaline Athletic.
Shirt.
The hat's right there. You can see that right there. So adrenalineathletic.com. Go to adrenalineathletic.com if you want to train, speed and agility, strength training, anything you want. Spoil, quick quality oil change in Riverside. Bill Navigado and the guys take great care of Pep. Myself, I'm sure you, Jeff, you go to them too, right?
They take care of my 10-speed bike every week.
Good stuff. A great oil change place here in Riverside. So go check out, Spoiled, quick quality oil change in Riverside. Remax Advantage in Redlands. Real estate broker. They offer full service real estate along with escrow and loans. Visit remaxadvantage.me. And there's also Remax Advantage Lake Arrowhead. I guess that's another affiliate of theirs. And also Ken's Sporting Goods, celebrating 40 years serving the Inland Empire since 1976. If you want to see more about Ken's Sporting Goods, go to kensportinggoods.com. And, of course, Fandom House, the one who's making all these cool pictures for our high school athletes. We have the contest going. Pep does it every week, and it's fantastic. Jeff?
We had our first basketball winner this week. Dalen Stewart of Ramona High School was considered the top point guard coming into this year's season, and he is this week's winner.
And you know what? Next week, it's girls point guard. So now it's time to book Fandom House for your senior or junior sports photos while they have their uniforms. Sessions are free. The small booking fee of $99 is credited back towards whatever package you purchase. Just go to fandomhouse.com and select Get a Quote. Now, of course, now that we're done talking about our sponsors, we've got to talk about football. And today we're honored with having two great football teams in here. First off, we're going to have, in a minute, we'll be talking with the Norte Vista football team, which dispatched with Oak Hills, wasn't it?
Put the hurt to them.
Yeah, I took care of them. And moving on to the second round, we got Eric Melesio, a prodigious running back who's tearing up many fields, and two of his linemen, the guys who make the holes that he goes through.
The guys he wants to buy Rolexes for you.
That's right. He's wanting to buy Rolex. Has he got your Rolex yet, guys?
Well, they got
not yet. There's empty wrists right now.
G-Shock and Skin.
And we'll also have Tommy Leach and his guys. Roosevelt, 50-28 win over Santa Santa in a Division 5 game last night. And Tommy is it's his first year taking it over. He's I'm going to say he's probably my top choice for Coach of the Year because he's just done a great job with that program, which was kind of floundering. And he's come in and really straightened it out. Yeah,
two early losses, one to Cajon, and of course to
Centennial.
the evil Empire Centennial. But he's gone undefeated since.
Yeah, and doing a great job there. 50-28 over a quality Santa Santa team. But before we get to all of that, we want to get to this, which is Norte Vista High School football. We got Eric Melesio, who is now 3,350 some yards.
He is at right now. Mr. Melesio is at 3,382 yards in 11 games. 39 touchdowns in 10 games, with another 4 last night, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was 4.
And he can't take all the credit himself. With him, and I have to ask him to. I know it's Stanton. And
Manumaleuna.
Thank you. I apologize. You got to say that louder for the fans so you get your name out there.
Manumaleuna.
And I apologize. I've got a really fat tongue and fat face, so it's hard to say.
Look at these they're bookend tackles right here.
And they're beasts when they get on the field, man. Eric doesn't get a lot of guys touching them because these guys are putting them on the turf.
Really, they're making holes. Normally you see holes of about a foot. These guys make holes of like 3-4 feet, and no one touches them.
With like a what are your splits? About half a foot?
Half a foot.
Yeah, I mean, you got nothing in between you. So you're like a brick wall running down the field as Eric runs between you.
Yeah, and I see these guys every day. And Eric's usually walking or running into class between them all the time anyway.
Is that right?
They're kind of protectors. I look around, I go, oh, There they are. They're protecting him. No one can even touch Eric. Girls won't even get near him because they can't touch him.
This probably predates him, but it's kind of like those OJ commercials through the airport. Remember when OJ Simpson was doing Hertz commercials?
Would jump over
He's
guys,
running through the commercial, he's jumping around and through guys and the whole deal.
Everybody's
I
trying
will
to slap
say,
a ball from him.
Eric gets a lot of the credit, but this offensive line deserves a lot of that credit. And Eric, in a story that I did with him earlier in the week, we talked about it, and Eric was talking about the fact that he should probably be giving them Rolexes. Maybe at some point, I don't know when that'll be, but maybe at some point he might be able to afford those. Until now, you can actually go, like downtown LA, they have like a little a farmer's market and fair type thing. You probably go down there and find some fake ones if you want.
I got some more wrist.
So let me ask Stanton. So blocking for him, is it a pleasure? I mean, you guys have had a couple running backs come through. Last year it was Freddie Holly.
Yeah.
This year it's him. You guys are like paid blockers. I mean, you guys are not paid literally, but you guys have gone for a couple guys and done great things for them.
This guy, he brings us food every morning, so
extra. Is that right? What does he bring you?
Donuts.
Donuts
work, but that's what gets the job done every week.
So he's kind of bribing you in some way? No, I'm just kidding. He's got to take care of his guys,
his
right?
bribing works.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it take? What does it take to be a good offensive lineman at Norte Vista? Because you guys play a lot different offense than a lot of teams do. With the spread offense, everybody's got 3.5-foot splits. I mean, you could drive a car through some of those holes that they start out with. I mean, gaps that they start out with. What makes it unique, and is it fun to block in this offense?
Of course, coming down like super hard the whole time. Guys right here just coming down, blocking them. It's like easy pancake all day.
And I'm going to butcher again. You are?
Solomon Iosefa.
There you go.
There you
Solomon.
go.
I like
Solomon,
Solomon
step
and
up to the
Stanton.
mic
I
here,
can
buddy.
say both of those. Bounce into the mic there, man.
Get right in there.
So you seem like the shy guy. He's the one who's not afraid to talk. Sounds like you're just a little bit. You're more action than you are actual talk.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about blocking for Eric?
Well, blocking for Eric is real blessing to do, and he's real good. But I feel like for the linemen, we need to put more work. We're willing to do the work for it because we want to go far. That's it.
Yeah, and that's true. There is a set goal. You've just knocked one team out of the way. Now, who you got next?
St. Margaret's.
St. Margaret's.
I think.
Sounds like Sisters of the Poor. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am not going to call anything. It might be steamrolling some kids. I don't know. Do you know anything about them?
They're from OC, but probably rich.
That's one thing,
boys.
not
So
I can respect that. I can respect
Hey,
that.
Zink's a Notre Dame guy.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm a poor white guy.
I'm the poor. I was a Ramona guy.
I was born a poor white guy.
There you go.
No, but Eric, what is it about these guys that make you want to buy them donuts and possibly Rolex at some point in the near future?
Man, it's a blessing to have these guys in front of me. Sometimes I don't even get hit when I go through the hole. Like it's just see green and I'm gone for that, man. I don't even get touched at times.
Well, it's interesting because the games I've covered, he's second level before anybody gets a hand on him. He's good through the hole. You guys are big enough, and he's statured less enough that he actually gets through, and then somebody, it's kind of as he's passing them, that's when they first see him, and he usually gets hit if he gets hit in the second level. I mean, so what's it like running through those holes? Because it's a huge hole.
Yeah, it is a really big hole. I don't know. It's just my eyes open up right when I see that. It's just green. That's it. Green for yards and yards and yards. It's just up to me to make the right decision to go through those holes because they got them for me. So
Now, 6 months ago, you didn't know this guy, did you?
No, sir.
So like he walks on campus at the end of June. You're like, who's this guy?
for real.
Hey, see? Hey, jump on in there, Solomon. What do you mean for real?
Yeah, it is.
See Eric Melesio, like, who's this guy? Talk a lot. Like, what the?
Did he talk a lot?
Yeah.
Did he come in? Was he calling a shot?
He came a lot.
Bounce onto the mic, guys. I need to talk on the mic.
First time he came there in the summer, he was all about himself.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that right?
I told you guys. No, I told
Look,
you
now
guys.
it's a fight. Now it's a fight. I like
You guys
it.
blocked for me.
Hey, guys, you still got like a couple weeks of football left, man.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
fight about this later, but truth be told, I think he's kind of telling a little bit of the truth. It might be stretched just a hair.
No, I have a great one. I was sitting in the principal's office earlier this year, right before the season hit, and Sue Boyd, our principal, I'm sitting in there. Mr. Melesio walks in the office and says, I'm kind of a big deal. Is basically was what he was saying.
Not
We're looking at him and we said,
come on now.
this little guy weighs less than my son. And then he leaves the office and she goes, I guess he said he might be being recruited by somebody. And we were looking at each other and we go, who is this guy? Then he goes out and gets 400 yards. And she calls me back in the office and she goes,
That was the guy.
yeah, I think we feel kind of stupid because we had been used to seeing, Freddie Holly walking around campus, who was bigger than anybody, and then here's Melesio, who's breaking records all over the place. So done something special, but no one knew.
Yeah, and he comes on campus. He's pretty much a relative unknown. You guys have been there for what? You've been there all through high school, correct? No,
Junior year.
you're a junior. You got there. So you've been there the last 2 years, and you're like, what the heck is this guy? When he first started running the football, did he quickly change hearts and minds? Because it seems to me that he probably made an impression quickly.
Definitely.
Yeah, especially in spring, like the connection was like since he's so social that we can have a good connection and it just came to camaraderie and stuff. Like everything's good.
Is that his strongest quality?
Yeah.
He's the what do they say? The life of the party, as they say.
Look
No?
at him. Look at that
No, his
beard.
brother's the life of the party.
Yeah,
He's just in it.
That is the life of the party right there.
He's a trendsetter. I'm growing my beard just so I can look like Melesio.
Do you think he did? Hey, do you think Melesio did a party pump up before he came in?
Oh, he was
He's
doing
showing guns
push-ups in the hallway.
blazing. Because he's got guns blazing. Look at him. He's rocking the guns. These guys don't. They know what they got. He's just looking, oh. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Here's a quick question for the bookend tackles. By subtraction, you guys have gotten better this year. Is it just because you guys are tighter as a team? Was it new coaching? Was it just a new dynamic? I mean, what is the big change from last year to this year?
I think coaching, Coach McCarthy, he's like really good. Like he got us running and stuff. So we're getting more condition, and then our technique training with Coach Clay, like just really helped us.
What about McCarthy? Also, it makes it easier for you guys when it's not a defense that's given up a lot of points, and I mean they basically get the other team off the field. You can get back on the field. They get back to work. I mean, there are times when guys are 3 and out, and you're right back out there.
I don't get off.
Oh, well, except that's right. You play both sides of the football, don't you?
Well, both of us do.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get a rotation, but
That just speaks to your worth. That speaks to your worth. That's a great thing, actually.
anything for the team though.
So, what's that?
I just got a text from Batdorf. He said Stan was cramping up during the game last night because he was out of shape. And he also said Eric and Solomon got lazy.
All right, I was cramping too. I drank too much Gatorade.
Well, you guys haven't had to play a whole lot. You've been thumping teams in league for the last. I mean, the only tough game you guys played was Hillcrest, and let's be honest, you guys won that one pretty easy. So
That was a bad game.
Yeah,
That's a bad one?
More.
Well, I tell you what, you beat Oak Hills, correct?
No, Diamond Ranch.
Excuse me, Diamond Ranch. Excuse me.
Diamond Ranch.
Tough team. Which coach had told me they had not actually given up a 100-yard game, in all their games, and they just gave up a big bunch of yards to you guys. So obviously, I haven't seen a team of your stature. I think it's fantastic you win your first round game, and I wish you the best of luck against Sisters of the Poor. Who is it? St. Margaret's. St. Margaret's. I wish you guys the best of luck, and it was a lot of fun talking with you guys. It's been a lot of fun watching you guys throughout the year, and go out there and have some fun. And bust some. I shouldn't say bust some heads. Beat some teams.
Beat some heads.
And give Batdorf a hard time. He deserves it.
yes, he does. He's listening right now. He's in the brain trust right now at Norte Vista, watching film, eating cheeseburgers and pizza and burritos, French fries, and whatever else you can eat. But he's working hard right now.
But don't go away, guys, because we want to get a picture with you when we go into the break. So just stay here for a second. But we will close out this segment with a little information about Pep. It's an update. Pep is still in bed. He's still spinning. We'll expect that maybe he'll make a call. And now we don't need him calling. Our show's filled. It's filled.
Yes, I want to give out shout-outs.
Please.
Shout out to that O-line. It goes Alfredo Torres, Andrew Davidson, and then it goes on the right side. Oh, I forgot to say Matthew Leb. The right side, me, Stan, and then Vargas, Joshua Martin, Enrique Sanchez, and the last one, Barr Wilson.
Good old left.
They give themselves a shout-out.
That's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Wish you the best of luck the rest of the playoffs. When we come back, we will be talking with Tommy Leach and Roosevelt High School football players. I don't know who's here, but we'll find out. when we come back on the Inland Sports Show. David Zink in for Pep Fernandez. Jeff Gorm, thank you for all your help, and we'll talk to you in 2.
He doesn't have a fever,
we
but
get a
he sees
photo?
his stomach hurts and he
Nice.
sees spots.
Nicholas
I'm sorry.
You got kicked out.
You got kicked out.
I
What
get
do
it.
you do, sir?
Those two.
Little bait and switch for you on the Inland Sports Show. Pep Fernandez is not in today, but Jeff Gorm and myself, David Zink, here on the Inland Sports Show. Just trying to keep things together, keep these guys under control. We got all kinds of high school football players that just won games. They're going nuts. What's up, Jeff?
I was just checking scores, Mr. Zink.
Oh, I thought you looked like you were getting ready to come on air and tell me something that I didn't already know.
Some breaking news? No, I have no breaking news.
So we just get done with Norte Vista. Oh, wait, before I go there, I got to, first of all, thank our lovely, lovely show sponsors. And Jeff, did you know that Adrenaline Athletic Training does speed and agility and sport and strength training?
I go daily. Of
Yeah.
course I did.
Well, if you want to go daily, you can go to adrenalineathletic.com to find out when their next class is and go in and check it out. And then, of course, Spoil Quick Quality Oil Change here in Riverside. Bill Navigato, a good friend and a guy who likes to change oil. You got to go up there. They do the best stuff. You know, and for the ladies, they give them a flower and they give them mints. I mean, it's crazy. It's almost like you're going to a hotel instead of an oil
posh
change
hotel.
place. Pretty good stuff there, man.
Now, if I want to buy a a Quonset hut or an igloo, where would I go?
You know, Remax Advantage in Redlands or Remax Advantage in Lake Arrowhead would probably be your best bet, you know, because they're real estate brokers. They offer full-service real estate along with escrow and loans. If you want to find out more about Remax, visit remaxadvantage.me or Remax Advantage, Lake Arrowhead Remax.com.
Because I'm looking for a yurt.
Yeah, that's good. Cloth roundhouse. Good
Yep.
stuff. Good stuff. Ken's Sporting Goods, celebrating 40 years in the Inland Empire. Been there since 1976. I think that you probably got your Letterman's jacket from him. Pretty much
Yes.
everybody did back
Yes,
in
I
the
did.
day. But, KenSportingGoods.com if you want to check out Ken's Sporting Goods. And, of course, Fandom House, good friend of ours. And we talked about the weekly giveaway. This week it was basketball, if I'm not correct.
Yes,
or
it
am I
was.
mistaken?
Dalen Stewart of Ramona High School.
And next week it'll be girls guard.
Yes, that is true.
That's all we got. That's all we got for sponsors. So now
Yes.
Yes, sir. The audio is up. Thank you, Bradford. Intern Bradford, or what is he, associate? Associate Bradford is really helping me keep things straight so that we're doing it right. But now we get to the team that's doing it right. Tommy Leach and wait a minute, they're the Broncos. They're the Mustangs.
Mustangs.
Trying to remember. I can't remember. There's so many Broncos. No, come on, man. It's Roosevelt Mustangs. I know, Coach. I'm sorry.
It says it on his shirt.
I can't read that far. I took my glasses off. I see horses.
We have to leave.
You have to leave. Come on, Tommy. Be a pal. Be a friend. Come on. So you guys get into the playoffs. First of all, I want to congratulate you, Tommy, on the way that you guys brought these guys back together and got them in playoff shape. Get into the playoffs. We were talking Thursday. I felt a little nervous time with you, but I had total confidence in you guys winning a football game, first round game. You guys took care of your business. Now you're going on to the second round. Last night, man, give me some highlights. I wasn't there. I had to go cover Notre Dame.
You want me to or them? Me?
You know what? I'd like you to, and then I'll come back and talk to these guys because you can highlight some of the things they don't want to talk about themselves. They should have you talk about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, coming in, I think we haven't played a great game yet, you know, as far as the season goes, and I was expecting us to finally play a great game, and I think we did. We played both sides of the ball, offense and defense, which was really, really nice. We had a bad third quarter, started third quarter again, and that's something we need to improve on to win a championship. But, all these players, major players for us, they make difference makers, great leaders on our football team. This is little peanut, Eric Brooks. I think he had, one touchdown? Yeah. Interception, right? He's also a return man, very electric player. Richard, the KG veteran, right? Richard Cage.
Nice.
D-end, big time D-end for us. Awesome motor, playing lights out. Probably one of the top two D-ends or D-linemen in our whole division.
He looks the part.
Him and the Centennial guy are right up there. This is Coach Hector, right? He's coach. Look at him. I mean, he looks older than me. I call him Coach Hector. And he's offensive lineman for us.
So he's a player coach.
Yeah, big time.
Nice.
So
nice.
Coach Hector, he does some good things on the O-line for us. I'm glad he came. So, and they did a great job. I mean, our O-line's really picking it up on the run game. A lot of teams used to, kind of just overload the pass and try to take that away. And now we're pretty balanced offense. And I think last week we had 270 yards rushing against Norco, and about 300-something yards passing, so 600 yards of offense. A lot of it's due to the improvement of the O-line, and he's really leading on that O-line.
And then, of course, you don't leave him out, man. Look at this guy.
I'm going next. I'm going down the list from best looking to worst.
Oh.
All right. So
at some point he was going to slam somebody.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
And then our quarterback Jeremy Musa, really, really performing. In my opinion, watching him in summer to now, I knew he had great talent, but as far as exceeding my expectations on what he's doing, I think he's got 49 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Watching the way he plays though isn't as fun as watching him lead and how smart he is as a football player. Like watching him. I go and just listen in the huddle. I don't call a play. I'm just like a fan of our offense. Maybe give suggestions here and there. But listen to him in the huddle and what he does and the suggestions he gives. is really impressive. He's really a coach on the field, and somebody I know our coaches really trust as far as when his inputs, when he wants to give input, they really listen to him.
Well, and he's prolific last night, 6 touchdowns. I was just showing that around. I mean, you're dogging your quarterback when he comes in here.
I'm just talking about
he's got a pretty smile too. Look at that guy. Don't take it the wrong way, man, but he's got a lot of teeth there. So, I mean, but you got a great squad of kids. And last night I opened up the paper, a huge headline: 6 touchdowns. I mean, that doesn't happen every week. I mean, Jeremy did a great job. It looks like all you guys did a great job. 50-28, and your coach was I'm going to say stressed a little bit, but I think he's more worried about wanting you guys to have success than it is about worrying whether you guys can win the game. I think he's I think the best thing about coach is that Tommy is like more like he said, he's a great fan, but he's also a coach. I mean, you're constantly just deflecting any attention you get onto your coaches and players, and that's what I appreciate about you, because there are some coaches who will stand and talk about themselves for a while, and although you can talk about yourself, you'd rather talk about your kids and your coaches. Every time I talk to you, we end up talking about somebody else.
Yeah, I think my worry, though, is just about our team and our potential, because I know how great we can be, and we haven't been that great. And for me, that's what stresses me out. I want us to play great. We need to expect to play great to win a championship and get used to playing great. And I think last night was a great start for that.
So you guys have had about a season with Coach now, and a little bit of an off season because he came in a little bit late, but you came in and you get to know him. What annoys you the most about him? What's the thing that you're like, God, I tell you what, if Coach says that one more time, or if Coach does that one more time, because you're around each other all the time, It's like I'm sure he's more like an older brother than a dad. Every now and again he acts like a dad, but most of the time he's like an older brother. What is it that, come on guys, chime up. Come on, don't be afraid. He's here. He can take it.
I know. I'll say what annoys me most is when he tries to act all serious, and he yells at somebody and tell somebody to do something, and then he's like, I'm just kidding. No, I don't want to do that.
So he's passive aggressive. He yells at you and then says he's kidding.
It gets us all a little scared.
Mr. Passive Aggressive.
That's exactly what the term he used. I think it was 2 weeks ago. He almost kicked one of the players out of our team meal, and he was just messing with them the whole time. He's like, "You're not playing tonight." And he's like, just kidding, and everybody's going crazy.
So does that mean he tries to keep you guys on tilt, so you're not really sure where he's coming from?
Yeah.
So then when he's saying something, he can say, I'm kidding, or sometimes he could be like, hey, you better stop.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
You gave that's the term I used after I did that, because I was serious about being quiet in our team meal.
Right.
So I told him to be quiet, and then he specifically didn't, tried to hide behind his helmet, and I said, freaking get out. And I was serious, get out. And then he's like, whoa, and everybody shut up, and then he starts walking out, and then I'm like, no, man, I'm just kidding, sit down. But then I told them, I'm passive aggressive, exactly what you said. Here's an example of my passive aggressiveness, right? That's what I said during the team meal. So.
Anybody else? I mean, that's probably the biggest one. But how much fun has it been to be able to you got a coach comes in, you could get anything when you got a new coach. You're not picking them. Someone's picking them for you. So, surprised, excited. When you first got him, and he lived up to his billing? Because you've heard a lot about Tommy Leach before he got there, because he's done things. By the way, he's one of a few coaches, I told him this the other night, very few coaches who can say he's beaten Centennial. And he hasn't done it just once. So, it's been a couple times. I know you
didn't do it enough.
Yeah.
Should have been 4 times.
Look at that, see? And then he's cocky about it. That's great. No, but has he lived up to the billing when you first heard Tommy Leach is going to be the coach?
I'd say so. He exceeded our expectations, or mine at least. I just like the energy that he brings to the program every day, and he gets us ready to practice and play.
Anybody else? No, they're like, yeah, whatever. Coach made me run last night. So 50-28, did you guys expect that you were going to be able to get one over that big? Because, that's a pretty comfortable win. I don't know if it went comfortable the whole game, Coach, but I'm imagining 50-28 at some point you're like, okay, we can get this.
Hector, what do you expect? We want to hear from the coach.
Yeah, Hector, what do you know?
I was expecting a different tempo because of CIF. But obviously, we came out mentally prepared, and I think we did a very good job offensively and defensively.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from Coach in your short time as him being your coach? What's the biggest lesson that has helped you along to become a better football player and a better football team?
I'd say like always finish, because usually they'll be getting us about never finishing, but he made a big difference this year.
And how did he get that across to you? I mean, anybody can tell you, hey, always finish, but how does that translate to action and success?
I feel like he connected more with us.
That was a quick answer right there. Hector's not a man of words.
That's good.
Does he do chalk talks during football?
Coach is one of those silent, kind of, hey, look, I'm going to show you how it's done. And what I like really about Hector is there's some linemen I've coached that have had his ability that haven't performed. He really doesn't have any fear. He's really like a man out there, which is really, really nice because we do go against a lot of tough competition. And, having somebody out there that really has a no-fear mentality. And Hector doesn't really take it that serious. It's not like the end of the world for him, you know what I mean? He's the kind of guy like, oh, man, I'm tired. I just want to take a nap. You know what I mean? So that kind of attitude really makes other people around you kind of relax too.
Yeah.
And I think that's soothing. I mean, some coach would say, hey, look, Coach Hector, he needs to push it harder. He needs to do that, do this, right? I look at the positive qualities of players and what they bring to the table, and he's got that, and that's really, really nice to have.
We got one player over here. He's not said anything. You scored a touchdown last night, and you keep talking. Did you call him Peanut?
Yeah, Peanut.
Peanut. So what do you got for me, man? I mean, what's your state? Well, first of all, how are you? You're not a senior, are you?
No, I'm senior.
Holy gosh, you need to grow, son.
Oh, you got to watch him play, though.
Oh, I believe he does.
No, you have to watch him play because, yeah, he's electric. It's special.
I mean, you must enjoy playing in his offense because it definitely gets you the football. He's not a man of words.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's just they spread the ball out a lot. I just happen to be hot most of the time. I play slot, so a lot of this stuff is for the slot because it's a lot of quick up-tempo offense. So I just played to my part.
And you scored a touchdown last night?
Yeah, just one. And a pick.
Did he say just one? I like that. He's got a standard. It's just one and a pick. You have to throw the pick in there too. That's great. So he plays both sides of the football.
Yep.
Did he
more
tackle
now.
like a beast?
Yeah.
Or is he grabbing
I mean,
shoestrings?
I'll say against Norco, he kind of made the play of the game. They went for two. Their running back died, tried to, cut back and come back to his side. He was really disciplined, cut him off, made him cut back again and throw a kind of a terrible pass. So, the game ran really, and he didn't play much defense, but we do have trust in him, and I think now that the chips are high, we're looking to play them, him, Chase, Braden, more and more. And but in turn, with them guys going to the defensive side, I think our other defensive players have really stepped up their game because they know the competition's coming and they want to be on the field.
Yeah. Well, and also the guys that play, and he plays behind, they know he can handle things, so they can definitely play the position, not to worry about trying to make sure I've got the deep third covered. Definitely. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time, man. Like, I'm fat and old, so I mean, it's everybody's got their cross to bear. No, but it's great because I've known Coach for quite a few years. I remember him when he was down at Chaparral. I remember when he was winning titles, when he was beating coaches that not many people coach, and he's the same guy today that he was then, and he's always been helpful and thankful for everything that you do or say or talk about. And I'm sure that's the same way he's with you, and that's why you guys absolutely enjoy playing for him. So nobody's coming back out of this group?
No, these two aren't. They're both seen. Oh no, these three
Yeah,
are.
so so at least a quarterback, 6 touchdowns a game. I'd like him to come back for another year.
Yeah,
too.
and we're relatively a young team, and that's why I talked to you before. I think really, from the playoffs on, these guys are really technically college football players now. These three, because it's week 11, and he's now technically a senior. So our team's really, really matured. That's why I said the best is yet to come. Even after this year, we should really, take flight. We got an opportunity right now to win a CF title, and I know one game at a time playing Redlands. I know Walker's last year, right? He's retiring, and so hopefully it's his last game. Hate to say it, but we have an opportunity to be great this year, and I think right now our maturity is starting to show. So.
Yeah, and Coach Walker, you're right. He's a good coach. They play a completely different game than you guys do.
Yep.
So
Polar
it'll be a
opposites.
clash of who's going to win the battle of wills, and it'll likely end up in the line. That's going to happen because your defensive line's going to have to try and muscle it against their offensive line, and vice versa. So it'll be a good game. The best part about it is I think Tommy after you guys won your first ever game as a high school, Tommy came in and you ended, right? You ended their that little playoff run.
Yeah.
And then now he's back to
Budget cuts.
whoa, ho, hey. he's back to actually give you guys your second ever playoff win. So just for that, he's already won 50% of your playoff games. Well, you did, but he's helped you win 50% of your playoff games, which is a great thing. So next week it's Redlands. Is that at home or is that at Redlands?
At Redlands.
Oh boy, that would be a tough one too. Dodge Stadium, the whole deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's high school football. To me.
Well,
I mean,
whatever. I like that. I like that.
It's not, I mean, for me, we're going to play, and that's it. I don't care if it's at home or on the road, and I think they have the same mentality. It's high school football, man. It's great, no matter where you play.
Well, I totally appreciate you guys coming in, and I'm glad to see you guys won. I like seeing local teams win. I'm more of a cheerleader than anything else. It's probably my worst and best quality all at the same time, but I do like to see the local teams win. When I go through the scores, I was only at one game last night, writing like crazy for my alma mater, Notre Dame. But I was looking around through Twitter to try and find scores, and I kept finding out, okay, whoa, Roosevelt's up, good deal. The one that really surprised me, I don't know if you guys are fans of high school football, man, I thought Citrus Hill was going to end up beating Norco, and Norco showed heart, man. They came back and beat them by, what, a point? So, I mean, the last couple games, they kind of struggled. That's why I thought I didn't know if they were going to be able to come back. But Chuck got them back, and obviously they're on to the
I just think
next
it was emotional for them to lose to us, really the first time in 6 years. And even for us to win, our practices Monday and Tuesday weren't great. And I think a lot had to do with that. We finally beat Norco emotionally. And that's why I even thought, like, King's going to get Paloma. They lost to an emotional game to Heritage, who's really physical. And King's kind of can do that to you.
Yeah.
Especially with that center being nasty. And
Kyle Krebs.
Yeah, I thought they were just really, really bright. But I felt Norco would struggle a little bit early just because of that.
And to that point, they played once before this season. So
Yeah.
Paloma had played King. King knew what Paloma does.
Yeah.
And you're able to dial that up. And, you've got some good defensive coaches. They can put a scheme together to help change that. And also King is they're like you guys. They've gone through some tough times, and they now they get a couple wins under their belt. You want to keep winning, and so I mean it's what they say. It's catching, It really anybody and everybody loves it. But best of luck to you guys the rest of the way in the playoffs. You probably got to move on because Jeff's got to have his 12 minutes on air too, and he's really getting annoyed at the fact that you guys are getting all the attention. So I appreciate you guys coming in. I wish you the best of luck against Redlands. Coach Walker's interesting guy, nice guy. He's a friend of the show, and we love him. So we definitely need to. Oh, I'm getting signals from my intern. No, it's okay. I do appreciate it, guys. So best of luck, and we'll probably see you in the next round.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot. Let's do it for Buster.
There you go. There you have it. The Roosevelt football team. I'd like to go through their names, but they're all nicknames. And Tommy Leach. No, I'm kidding. Musa, Coach. Hold on. That's Peanut and his last Cage.
Yeah, Cage.
There we go. See, I'm horrible with names, guys. You have to know.
Hey, you got it though.
It's not you first. I know. It took me a second. See that? The brain was really working there. When we come back, we will take a trip down memory lane and relive some of the games from last night. Get the rest of the results in and close out the show. We'll also have an interview with CBU. And so in about 2 and 2, we'll be back. David Zink, Jeff Gorham here on the Inland Sports Show, stepping in for Pep Hernandez, who is, I think, on his deathbed.
Awesome.
Dude, thanks. Can you get a picture of you guys?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Give me the camera.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
Best of luck, man.
Appreciate it.
Let's get a picture.
Right, I have my phone. I use mine.
Okay, do it, yeah.
Can
Can you shoot pictures?
You getting in the middle?
Yeah, no, what are you talking about? I want to be next to my buddy Tom.
All right.
Here on Fox Sports Radio 1350.
They need a wide angle lens.
There you go.
NFL and NCAA football is heard exclusively in the IE
tough one,
Fox
the main
Sports
one,
Radio 1350 AM and News Talk.
All right, we're good.
I don't know if that was a mean one.
Awesome, guys.
All right,
Thanks, bro.
Dave.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it. Hey, thanks
Again, take care. Take care.
You
Best
don't
of
win,
luck.
that'd be sweet to win it all, guys. It's great.
Sling it. Sling the rock. Block for him so you can sling the rock.
Do it, Coach. Good luck, bro.
Thanks.
You got the best teeth in the business. Yeah, you got to turn the audio off. I was trying to tell you that. So we're good on this?
Yep.
We are back here at 1350 Fox Sports on the Inland Sports Show. I'm Jeff Gorham here with Dave Zink.
Hey, Jeff, back again. Sorry I had to get that video up and going, make sure everything's good. This week Pep took a chance to talk with the basketball programs at CVU and had a great interview with Rick Croy. So we're going to run the interview real quick. You guys take a listen, and when we come back, we'll talk about it on the backside.
Keep talking or go ahead or.
right? Or not really content, but like just lost the fire.
Yeah, well, it was tough because we won a league championship early because of the scheduling, and then we had a bye week, and that can be tough for anybody coming out of a bye week.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, you see it all the time. You see these really talented teams that kind of just lose their rhythm, and it's tough to get it back like it was for you guys, and you guys ended up suffering a loss.
Well, and it is true that the bye weeks are sometimes a double-edged sword.
Yes.
You can heal up, and you can also get stale. But, sometimes it's just a matter of you met a team. Like you said, I mean, there were other factors that were at play there in that loss that you guys had last night. But you know what? I have to say, for Carnegie, where they've come from and where they're at, I think they've done a great job this year. All credit to you and your teammates for the season you guys had. A lot of teams in their first year as a program, because it was a brand new program, do a lot less, and you guys did a fantastic job.
Just because you don't win and go all the way doesn't mean it wasn't a successful season.
Yeah, and we came from being the last ranked in the CIF preseason rankings to making the playoffs. Coach McMain's done a great job. It's a young team, and they're going to be really good for a long time to come, and I'm excited to watch them play.
Absolutely.
You pretty sad your career's ending?
Absolutely sad.
Yes.
He's got more. He's got way more to do. Don't you worry about that, Colin. Let's look forward in Division 8 next week. King, who won, is going to be playing Bishop Diego, Salesian winner. I guess they're playing tonight. And then we got Roosevelt at Redlands, as we already spoke
I'll
of.
probably be at that game.
Is that right?
I'm a Redlands guy, so
kind of went backwards on this one.
There.
Let's start at Division 1, Jeff, so I can get this right. Go. Centennial is at Chaminade, number 2, obviously. Number 1, Modern Days at Vista Marietta. Vista Marietta wins, and hey, congratulations, you've got the number 1 seed. That's always great. Division 2, San Clemente will be playing number 1 Heritage at Heritage. Murrieta Valley will be at Norco. That should be a dogfight. Rev is playing La Habra. That's a drive at La Habra. Rancho Verde is at Cathedral. Another drive. That's all the way to downtown Los Angeles. Those are the tough games when you take a long bus ride to go play them. That's a tough game. That's how come when Burroughs came. Oh, wow, we're really closing in. Okay, so real quick, let's go through the last of them. In Division 6, Yucaipa at Paraclete, Summit at Lawndale, San G at Tustin in Division 7, Norte Vista is playing St. Margaret's in Division 7, Don Lugo at Temescal Canyon in Division 8, and Notre Dame will be hosting Agora. I can't get to the rest of them. Oh, Beckman at Rubidoux, Pasadena Pauley at Aquinas, and Lusinger at JW North in Division 10, and the list goes on. But we have to get out.
Sponsors, can we?
We got to say goodbye. We've said plenty about the sponsors. Okay. It's fine. Nice. David Zink here on the Inland Sports Show with Jeff Gorham, with our good friends Bradford and Cullen, and we've got the regulator. We got to hit it because I think we got another show coming up, huh? Yeah, so we got to get the heck out of here. Thank you for listening to the Inland Sports Show. Pep will be back next week. We can only pray. Pep, get better, and Jeff, stop correcting me. Have a great Saturday. We'll talk to you next week on the Inland Sports Show.
How about love, 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 love,